Hello. If you didn't know that May is National Walking Month, then consider yourself now in the know. I happened to see this nugget of vital information in the newspaper today under the headline, "How you can fit 10,000 steps into the working day." My initial thought to this was that, well, it's a little bit stronger than crikey. If people can't manage that, they must have serious problems. 10,000 steps per day has in the last year or two become perhaps the standard for what is considered a not sedentary lifestyle, a goal to achieve every day to prove that you are not a lazy couch potato who risks dying of a heart attack or heart disease shortly before retirement. It sounds like a lot, doesn't it, 10,000 steps? It's not. At Christmas I bought my eldest son a Fitbit, one of these activity trackers that you wear like a watch. We had to increase his goal from 10,000 steps to 15,000 after 2 days because he'd usually done the 10,000 by mid-afternoon. Bear in mind that this boy can sleep until 11 AM at the weekend, and you can see how 10,000 steps is not exactly a difficult goal to achieve. At least it isn't if you are remotely active in your daily life. But it seems for many people that 10,000 steps is a fairly challenging goal. Anyway, let's consider health again today and the reasons why it's necessary to actually create awareness campaigns like National Walking Month. This is the idea of the charity Living Streets. The charity aims to create a walking nation free from congested roads and pollution, reducing the risk of preventable illness and social isolation, and making walking the natural choice. That's from their website. A noble cause indeed, but I'm still kind of amazed it's necessary. Although thinking about it, it can be difficult to walk along a lot of pavements because of all the cars parked on them. All these roads for cars, and they end up on the path at the side of the road. Something must be wrong somewhere. Basically, our lifestyles are making us incredibly unhealthy. Last month the news was full of research conducted by the British Heart Foundation that 2/3 of adults in the UK are not active enough, and that Britain is in the top 5 of the least active citizens in Europe. I also noticed last week in a cycling magazine article that vehicle use in the UK is the highest it has ever been, most of that driven up by the use of delivery vans that deliver to homes the things that people buy online. If you buy online, you're not actively browsing the shops in the shopping centres, etc., carrying the bags to your car or to the bus. So although perhaps only a small difference, the way we do our shopping nowadays has a small detrimental impact on activity levels. However, the majority of the blame for inactivity has to come down to the types of jobs people do. Nowadays most people work in offices. Their jobs are sedentary. And this point is where the newspaper article I mentioned at the start of this talk has some advice. I'll run through this advice for you now. Firstly, for every 55 minutes spent sitting at a desk, working at a computer, spend 5 minutes then walking around the office. Researcher Audrey Burgoynian and her colleagues compared the effects of long but only once a day periods of physical activity with regular but shorter bursts of activity. They found that the latter, so hourly 5-minute walks, were more beneficial than the morning workout for improving mood, feelings and feeling less tired. They concluded that an hourly 5-minute walk could therefore promote health and well-being at work, as well as higher productivity. To be honest, I'm surprised that this even needs to be suggested. Do office workers mostly never leave their chairs? Really? Do they never go to the coffee machine, to the toilet, just to get up, leave their desk to go and speak to someone in another office. I find that quite hard to believe. Second, the second idea, and I've talked about this before, is that some companies offer exercise classes during lunch times, before and after work. Indeed, some particularly far-sighted employers offer exercise during the working hours. Some even provide an activity tracker, like a Fitbit, but other brands are available, to remind staff to get up and walk around. Thirdly, and this one I would love to see, is a treadmill desk. This is a desk at sort of standing height with a running or walking machine under it. This allows the user to walk while doing their work. I'm not convinced by this idea. It seems like a lot of expense for fairly minimal gains to me. The fourth idea is a walking meeting. This does seem to make some sense. If the number of participants in the meeting is not too many, maximum probably 4, instead of sitting around a table to discuss things, the participants discuss as they walk. It helps obviously if the area is not too noisy from traffic. Finally, of course, is the active commute, so walking to and from work, or perhaps part of the way to and from work. So parking your car further from the office or getting off the bus a stop or two earlier. So, well, as a teacher I spend a lot of time shuffling around a classroom and quite a lot of time sitting at a desk. Luckily for me, however, I own a dog. Every morning I take him for a walk. By 7 o'clock in the morning I've already done a 40-minute walk to the park, around the park and back home. It's not often you see an overweight dog owner. 1 or 2, yes, but not many. Own a dog and you have no choice but to be active 2 or 3 times a day. It just becomes part of your routine, perfectly normal, unless it's raining, then it's pretty miserable. In conclusion then, modern lifestyles make many people too sedentary, which affects not only their health, but also their workplace productivity. Traffic is increasing and activity levels are falling, hence there may indeed be a need for such awareness campaigns as the charity Living Streets has started, with the aim to get people walking in May. 20 minutes is all they suggest per day. That can't be too difficult, can it? Even if the pavements are partially blocked by parked cars. Thank you.